Folks, welcome into sportsbookreview.com. It is Wednesday, and it's time for the Major League Baseball show. I'm Donnie Seymour, Kyle Purviance, Jason Radowitz, and Chelsa Messinger. 30 minutes to get through 15 games, including a live one that's kicking off right now, Kyle. No waste anymore. Sonny Gray is dealing out here. The same with Dallas Keuchel. 0-0, bottom of the seventh inning. The Reds are batting, setting the table. You can get a plus 140 price here on the White Sox, or are you favoring the Cincinnati Reds at minus 176? Quick thoughts on this one.
I think I would favor the White Sox, and that's simply because eventually here, and they might already be there, it's that bullpen. Yeah, the Reds have the second worst bullpen in the bigs, and so if I'm getting plus money on a team where I know they're going to be facing, some canned reliever, I'll take it. So right now, early on, lean White Sox, take that plus money.
All right, getting you, Jason. I know you already cashed in on a wager here early on Wednesday. Tell us about it, and also some thoughts on what we anticipate for the rest of this Reds-White Sox game.
Yeah, I was on Sonny Gray over the 6.5 strikeouts, has 8 right now. But Kyle hit on the head, of course. That Reds bullpen really not too good. But both offenses really haven't looked great throughout the entire game. The Reds do have the better offense, so I stay away from this game, move on to the next ones.
There you go, Chelsea. Talking a little Reds-White Sox here, mid-afternoon action, 0-0 on the card right now. Just checking out some FanDuel numbers. 1 out in the bottom of the seventh inning. We're probably looking at a total for the game at 2.5. Do we think we can get to 3 runs? Extra innings would help that, or are you looking maybe or the Reds or the White Sox just on the money line here?
Right. If you do think it goes to extras, I will say that runner on second base rule has been, very profitable if you have, if you need some runs late in games, and it's definitely been terrible for unders. If you have unders and it goes to extras, it's kind of been a death sentence. But I was already on the White Sox first 5. I'll take my push and keep it moving. I liked him as an underdog here, but nothing else for me on this one.
I'll tell you what's interesting is because Kyle did bring up a good point. The Chicago White Sox definitely have the better bullpen in this game, but now it drops to 2, minus 128 as a total for the game. 1 from each side. You got an automatic winner in your pocket, and we are ready to go. The stopwatch is out and ready to attack today as we have a large card to get over. And why don't we get into it right now? Let's start 967, 968, Houston and the New York Yankees. All the pageantry yesterday in the Bronx. The Yankees with an easy winner. 10,000 fans, 12,000 fans. Sounded like 50,000 fans coming down on the Houston Astros yesterday. Today, Garcia versus Montgomery. Slight favorite to the Yankees, minus 136 with a total of 9 across the board. Kyle, we'll start with you in the Bronx today. What are we looking at?
Yeah, I think this is a good plus money spot here, and I've got the Astros first 5 money line at plus 115. I love those right-handed bats today for the Astros. Bregman, Altuve, Gurriel, Carrera. All advantages of 61% or higher when you take in a 3-year weighted OPS. You even got McCormick at the end of that lineup. Do I think the Yankees can hit? Absolutely I do. There's some guys I like in their lineup as well, but when I just sort of size up the numbers, I look at 2 pitchers who are not world beaters. I'm not the biggest Jordan Montgomery fan here. The advantages go into the red across the board for the Yankees. Now, of course, Stanton very good against righties. Glaber better against righties. Lemieux just a slightly better against righties. And Sanchez. But I like those advantages for Houston today. I'll take that plus money first 5 at plus 115.
There you go. Keep it moving here in the Bronx. I do like the way it sets up here for the Astros, Kyle. Yeah. Jason, as we take a look. Altuve, 379. Brantley, 347. Bregman, 406. Alvarez, 368. 360 for Correa, and Gurriel, 391. Weighted on base average versus lefties. We'll see if that comes to fruition in the Bronx. What's your thoughts on this game here? Yeah,
I'm way more confident in the Astros righties than I am in any of the Yankees righties. Look at Garcia. He's been really bad against lefties. 373 weighted OBA, ISO of 323. Well, righties, 217 weighted OBA, and an ISO of .098. Look at that Yankees lineup. It's all righties. Odor might not even be playing today because he had a collision at the plate. So it really looks at the Astros there. I agree. First 5, if you get plus money, I think that's a really good look there.
Chelsea, taking a look here in the Bronx tonight between these two, because I think, the right path so far, Kyle, Jason, also myself, looking towards those Astros bats. But it is a short price for the Yankees here in the Bronx. Revenge is best served cold here. They served it last night. Do they get it again? Which way are we looking in this game tonight in the Bronx here, Chelsea?
I will say nobody plays this role better than Yankees fans. Booing is definitely their strong suit. I think them and probably Philadelphia fans are probably the best at doing that.
Oh, yeah.
But back to the game, I think I would take a first 3 innings over 2.5 runs. We saw both of these teams pounce early in last game and a lot of home runs. And the ball seems to be flying at Yankee Stadium, which it always does. I like the righty bats, as everybody has brought up, for the Astros. And plus, when the Yankees are swinging it, obviously the ball flies for them as well. So I like the first 3 innings to go over 2.5 runs.
Attacking all these different options, what we like to do. You know what else we're attacking here? 85,600 subscribers here at sportsbookru.com. Thank you guys for continuing to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so yet, click on that button. Go from red to gray. Turn the notification bell on, because when us four are talking Major League Baseball, you're going to get it delivered directly to your inbox, and you can come in and say hello. But we got to get moving here on some of these games. Let's get to the next marquee game on the board. 9:59, 9:60. Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Dodgers. Buehler versus Alzolay, 7 to 7.5 across. How about that? 7 to 7.5 in Wrigley Field. Colder temperatures here in the Windy City for this one. Looks like a favorite, opening up at -170, dropping to 160 offshore. Kyle, we'll start with you first in this game. Dodgers, Cubs.
Yeah, I like it. And my eyes have to be deceiving me, because am I seeing 3 thumbs up? That's it. Hit the damn thumbs up button. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's going to piss me off. All right, getting to the game here. Dodgers, Cubs. I like Dodgers first 5. You're getting a short price on them. -0.5 at -115. You don't see that often. We love the Dodgers against righties. Alzolay, one of the better righties. I do think they can keep. I like to call him Alizé, and I'm going to mess up names all year long. But I like the Dodgers first 5 here. Look, we like them off righties. I like some of the advantages in the lineup. I like Turner. I like Betts. I like Muncy. I like Buehler in DFS. This could be a sneaky nerfy spot as well. 2 quality right-handed pitchers. Give me the Dodgers first 5. -0.5 at -115.
There you go. Dodgers and the Cubs here taking a look. This team looks very good going up against a righty, and that is the Los Angeles Dodgers. Betts, Seager, Turner, Muncy, Will Smith, and also Pollock expected to be in the lineup tonight. All plus numbers weighted on base average versus righties. But Alzolay, 3.76 xFIP, not bad. He's been really good versus righties here, Jason. What are we looking at here in the Windy City?
I don't expect much runs, and of course, the Lions makers don't either. But look, if you look at Buehler, he's really struggled mainly against lefty batters. I know Jock Peterson is now back in the lineup for the Cubs, but they're only going to have like 3 lefties in that lineup, maybe a 4th with a switch hitter in Vargas, if he's going to be the guy. I'm not totally sure if the lineup came out yet, but yeah, not too many lefties in that lineup, and that's where Buehler struggles. So I do think he holds it down against the Cubs. I think the Dodgers, they have to win here, going up against a righty. Don't expect too much, but enough to get the win.
Late inning fireworks, Cubs with the sweep here, so maybe looking to close the door on the Dodgers. And me, Chelsa, at the beginning of the season going, watch out for this Dodgers team. They might set the wins record. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Buehler versus Alzolay today in Chicago. What's your thoughts here, Chelsa?
Well, nobody thought that the Dodgers were going to continue on the hot streak that they started the season with, because they started, on an absolute tear, and nobody wins 140 games in a season, not even, the Dodgers with that lineup. But they've been pretty banged up when it comes to their relief corps. I think it's definitely going to be hard for the Cubs to take them down again, but I will be looking at an under here. Like you mentioned, both these pitchers have been quality. Walker Buehler is known to strike out quite a few batters, and all season long, the Cubs have been a strikeout team. So I think he'll have the ability to strand some runners, because that's what you're looking for when you're looking for unders. You need a pitcher who can get those strikeouts with runners on base to kind of end the inning and end the threat. So I like the under 7.5. Yeah, it's low, but I like both these pitchers here. And this Dodgers lineup hasn't been nearly as prolific as it has in the past. I think that's kind of built into the number. I think this would be a lot lower if it wasn't the Dodgers. But like I said, the Dodgers offense has not been nearly as potent this year. Let's take the under 7.5 runs.
I like it. Under in Chicago. There we go. 977, 978, the last marquee game before we hit the rest of the board. Toronto and Oakland. I got to say, yesterday, Cole Irvin was a Phillies prospect pitcher who looked like he was complete trash. Goes to Oakland, and now he's dealing, and was certainly dealing last night towards the Blue Jays. Kyle, we'll get you in here. Ray versus Bassett. Short favorite here for the Oakland at home. We know how well Oakland does. does versus left-handed pitchers. Does it continue today? Is this Robbie Ray's good strikeout day, or is this Robbie Ray can't find the plate day for us?
I'll tell you what, when I look at the numbers, and I do think both teams could hit here, but I like Bassett. I liked him before the season, if you remember our future show. He's been pitching well. Ray's obviously been pitching well his last couple of starts. But the advantages here are with those righties for Oakland over those lefties of Toronto. Advantages of 34, 9, 43, 29, 42, 33, and 26% here. So I will take the A's. I'm looking at a minus 0.5 in the first 5 of plus 110. If I can get a plus number on a favorite in the game, I will take it. So give me the A's first 5 at plus money, minus 0.5.
Jason, looking at this game tonight here in Oakland, Ray coming in with a 4.53 xFIP, does have decent strikeout numbers, but does walk a lot. If we're looking at some of the plus batters in the lineup tonight versus lefties, Laureano, Murphy, Olsen, Chapman, and Piscotty, do we see another W by Oakland tonight, or maybe a snapback here, Ray, with a good effort on the mound, and Toronto escapes with a victory?
Look, Ray hasn't walked a batter in his last 2 games.
Sure.
It makes no sense. I'm tired of fading Ray. I'm tired of thinking he's the old Ray. He might be a new Ray. I'm staying away because now he's the Blue Jay. I just
look at that rhyme. What is happening?
Watch out.
Bissett, on the other hand, 8 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, 6 innings pitched in his last 3 starts as well. So he looks really good as well. Obviously, I do think the Athletics will hit better. I think they have the better hitters. Like Donnie had mentioned. So I would still side with the Athletics. I saw Bissett over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 145. This is a guy who had 8, 8, and 9 in his last 3. It was against the Tigers, the Orioles. So I get it. You know, he's going to get strikeouts high against those teams, but still 4.5 seems kind of low for Bissett.
There you go. Toronto and Oakland, Chelsa, out west tonight. Same weather conditions seemingly every night. A couple days ago, we had 75 degrees at first pitch, but now getting more back to Oakland weather, around 60 degrees at first pitch here. We looking towards an under here at the Coliseum, or that's going to explode tonight for both of these squads?
Oh, it's back to my favorite F words. First 5 under. Let's go. First 5 under. 4.5 runs here. Robbie Ray. As we've mentioned, he's been a new Robbie Ray. He has not been walking the house, and he's been really good in his past 2 starts. He doesn't necessarily go deep in games, although he did go 6 2/3 in his last versus Atlanta. But I would rather bank on him in the first 5 because, in general, Robbie Ray has been usually good in the first few innings, and then things start to implode for him, traditionally speaking. And plus, Chris Bassett, a quality pitcher as well. I like the first 5 under here just because I'm not sure if I want to depend on the Oakland bullpen. They've been a little bit unstable at times. I know Toronto has really good numbers for their bullpen, but yeah, I will be placing my money on the first 5 instead of the whole game.
Tomato, Bissett, Bassett. We got it all here at sportsbookreview.com. Doesn't matter as long as you get the game correct. You can say it any way you guys want. Let's get to some best bets and bankers here before we hit the odds board. Kyle, we're going to start with you first. Where are we looking on this Major League Baseball card to cash in tonight?
I got some spots, and I've got Donnie's beloved Padres. First 5, minus 0.5 at minus 130. I think they get it done tonight. Now, look, Brubaker has been good. We talked about it the last time, but I think they can pull it out here. And I just think with Darvish on the mound, Padres first 5, he should be able to shut down that abysmal Pirates lineup. So Padres first 5, minus 0.5 at minus 130. I also love that Astros first 5 money line at plus 115. I think they get it done there. A little player prop. Let's hope. We got 2 home run props yesterday, 1 the day before. Today I'm going back to that Atlanta lineup. I'm going with Marcell Ozuna for his career. Off of Fetty, he is 5 of 7 lifetime with 2 home runs and a double, 3 extra base hits and 7 at bats. I think he can get it done today. So give me Marcell Ozuna on the home run prop and a Nerfy. Everyone loves a Nerfy. I think Seattle, Baltimore, a couple of lefties there, Means and Kikuchi, can get through that first inning without giving up any runs. I know Jason's not rooting for that necessarily today, but those are my best bets for the day.
Jason, hit it. Best bets and bankers on this baseball card.
Hey, I'll take it as Ozuna homer because that means the Nationals would get an extra inning potentially there. I am on the Nationals over 3.5 team total. I think I got that at minus 120 on MGM. It's Max Fried. He's back, and obviously he was a Cy Young contender last year. Didn't really start that way this year. Now injured, coming back off of 3 weeks on the IL. and already on a pitch count, like 75 pitches for him in this game. But the Nationals, they've looked really good against lefties so far this season. They're a top team in terms of average, and they're getting on base, and they have a lot of great numbers against Fried as well. So yeah, we're going to go with the Nationals over 3.5. I'm not going to talk too much, but they're killing lefties and should get the job done here.
As Kyle would say, they present well tonight. We'll see if that continues here with some decent, profile. There we go. Even better, present and profile well. Chelsa, talking about some best bets and bankers tonight. By the way, we surf the web to get somebody to come on the show and actually take unders on camera. Chelsa does it for it. Perfect fit. What do you got tonight?
Yep.
Oh, yes, because I hate myself. I don't hate myself enough to bet on the Mets night by night, but, unders are definitely a sweat, but I think if the pitching matchup is worthwhile. Speaking of unders, let's look at the Padres and the Pirates. It is a very low total at 6.5, so you're going to be sweating the entire game, but I still like it. You're looking at this Padres team who is 4-14 over-under record this season at home. That means 14 games out of 18 games at home have been unders. I think that's going to be the case here with Yu Darvish, who's been really good. And I talked about earlier needing a strikeout pitcher when you're taking unders. If guys are on base, Yu Darvish definitely has the ability to strand these guys, especially against the Pirates. I think he's due for a big strikeout night tonight. Let's take the under 6.5 because Brubaker's been good too, an ERA under 3. And plus the Padres bullpen, really good this season, 2.82 ERA despite pitching the second most innings in all of baseball, which usually is not a good thing. They've been relied on heavily this season, but they've done their part. Let's take the under 6.5 in the Pirates and Padres game.
There we go. Look at another under here on the West Coast. I'm going to go ahead, and a play of the day call has been made. But before I get to that, two games that I do think are decent as well. Washington's team total. I agree with Jason here. I think they are going to be able to hit today. 3.5 runs, minus 120 at MGM. I think they can certainly get to 4. That's a pretty good look. Oakland also out in the Coliseum. You don't need a lot of runs as well. That team total at MGM is 3.5 at minus 135. I think they can get the 4 runs. Just give me a normal Robbie Ray start here. A little bit wild. Even if he goes, 5-6 innings, 2 earned runs, you're halfway home at that point. If it's a close game that we think it possibly will be, maybe some extra innings, but I'm going with those Houston Astros here today, going up against Montgomery. In 2020 last year, a 332 weighted on base average to righties with an ISO of 201. If we take a look at this year with Jordan Montgomery on the short season, 330 weighted on base average, 231 as well, ISO power number. Got some pretty good guys in the lineup tonight. Altuve, Brantley, Bregman, Alvarez, Correa, and Gurriel all plus on weighted on base average. They can get the 3.5 runs. MGM currently sitting right now, 3.5, minus 145. Astros will have 9 at-bats to get 4 runs. Also keep in mind that this game might have a late start in the Bronx. Some weather conditions around 5, 6, and 7 o'clock, but does clear out. Get some good hitting weather here late. Give me 4 runs for the Astros, and I'm going to cash this play of the day. Why don't we rip it around here with a nice little odds board lightning round. I'm going to start here first. 3:10 start. San Francisco, Colorado. 9:51, 9:52. Webb versus Gray. Kyle, coming to you first.
Yeah, I like the Giants today. And this is another one where you're getting some plus number here in the first 5. Let me pull up the exact number and hopefully don't get the hand in the background while I do this here. Minus 0.5 at plus 120 in the first 5 here. The Giants profile really, really well against Gray today. So I do like the Giants in this spot. And I think the first 5 makes a ton of sense. Bad weather out there in this game, so that under 10, since everyone's saying we're gutless and don't take unders, I'll jump on the Chelsa side and say an under 10 makes a lot of sense here as well.
Oh, under in Colorado. There you go. Love to see it. Right. Baltimore and Seattle here. Jason, going to come to you quickly on this one. 965, 966, 340. So some afternoon action. 7.5 across the board. What are we looking at between the two lefties, Means and Kikuchi?
Yeah, Means has been terrific, and Kikuchi, he had his best outing in his last outing. Think that will regress eventually. The Orioles, they've hit lefties both so far this season. The Mariners, not so much. So the Orioles at plus money in the first 5. Definitely a good look there if you're looking for a plus money spot.
And by the way, I'll keep it really quick here because I usually don't go first, but we have the Mets in a doubleheader tonight. We don't have any action on that, so we'll keep it quick and keep it moving here. Chelsea, I'll get to you. 9:53, 9:54, Arizona and Miami. Detwilder's going to come in here and start for the Miami Marlins, the lefty versus Weaver. Minus 120s across the board and some pick'ems out here with a total around 7.5 to 8. Got some runs last night late by the Marlins to push it over the total. Always tough usually to score down in Miami. Any thoughts here between Arizona and Miami tonight, Chelsea?
Yeah, I was hoping I got to springboard on that Orioles game because I do love John Means in the first 5. But sure, I'll talk about the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. I don't see a starter for the Marlins listed. I thought it was Pablo Lopez, but maybe not.
I think they have an opener tonight, maybe.
It's going to be Detweiler now, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was Lopez is what I had too, but it's gone, yeah.
Well, I don't have a whole lot of info on this game, so this is a stay away from me. I know that's not the answer you probably wanted, but the fact that I don't even know who's starting for the Marlins, sorry, no.
That's a better breakdown than Kyle gives every day anyway.
There you go.
Congratulations on this. So we're right on par. Let's keep going here as we go. Atlanta and Washington. Actually, we tapped on this. We really know our feelings here looking at the overs. But, Kyle, just to double down on this game, Atlanta versus Washington, something that we're looking at here, maybe a total for the game, 8.5 and 9, depending on where you're shopping, but also a short favorite here to Atlanta. Jason brought up these points, 75 to 80 pitch max here for Fried. Maybe you can get into that bullpen. I don't think there's going to be, nobody scoring here. I like the over 8.5 as well. What are you thinking?
Me too. I like both lineups here, and I 100% agree with you guys about the team total for Washington. They profile beautifully against Fried today. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a full game of Fried, but I mean, we're looking at Trey Turner, 7-15 lifetime here, 42% advantage for Gomes, 87% for Starlin Castro, 53% for Harrison, 69% for Robles, and 36% for Zimmerman. I think both teams can hit today. Give me the over.
The city of brotherly love. Got to say, yesterday, if we're looking at getting some live in-game totals on the Philadelphia Phillies, I don't think you could. Maybe I had a time machine yesterday because maybe I should have just retired and never bet another live game again because that was a lot of fun. Peralta, clearly the better pitcher tonight over Anderson in Philadelphia. Short favorite here for the Brewers at minus 128. They did not expend a lot of their bullpen pieces last night, being the Brewers, so they'll be full go. Can Anderson give the Phillies a win here? And how about this total, Jason? 7.5.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if Yelich is playing. I'm not sure if he is. I think he's going to be out today. But still like the Brewers, I think over 4.5 team total against Chase Anderson, who's really struggled this year, 5.53 xFIP. And against lefties, he's also really struggled. And the Brewers, they have plenty of lefties that they can put in the lineup to do some damage over Anderson. So I do like the Brewers in this game. I think over 4.5 on the team total. And I think also Peralta probably gets high on the strikeouts. So I think it's like over 7.5 strikeouts. So, yeah, it's possible he gets 8 at that minus 105. So, both those looks for the Brewers game.
Yeah, and it's almost a complete flip from me last night, waiting on Aaron Nola to exit the game, which he did, and then feasting on the Phillies bullpen, which worked out. Probably the opposite today. You're looking to get runs on Anderson, so it's probably more advantageous to get in early, at least still while Anderson is in that game. Chelsa, coming to you here to talk a little Boston Red Sox baseball. And do the bats come out once again in B-Town? Detroit and Boston, Mize versus Perez. The one thing we know about Perez, he's going 4 innings, and he's probably throwing 90 pitches. What are you thinking tonight?
Every time I think you're going to ask me about a certain game, you go to the next one, and I have all this stuff ready, and instead we're talking about the Tigers and the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox run line is probably the play here. You just keep riding this Red Sox offense until you can. I just like the Red Sox at home here. Casey Mize, his numbers have actually been pretty good, but he was able to wiggle out of some trouble in several of his starts. So I think some of his numbers look a little bit better than maybe they should. I think this is a tough Red Sox lineup to go against, especially I like the Red Sox on the run line for some plus money here. Not sure what we're going to expect from Perez, but that's what I like there.
Yeah, it's usually because it usually is a perfect matchup. Anybody against Perez is great, but whenever you see the Detroit lineup having to line up against anybody, you're like, oh boy, who am I going to get after in this game? But that's just the way it is. How about this pitching matchup, Kyle? And I hope you go in depth on this one. Texas and Minnesota. The lefty Yang versus the lefty Thorpe. Minus 178 to minus 155, depending on where you're shopping at, and an 8.5 total in this one. Minnesota can stack some right-handed bats. We do know that, but good luck doing a lot of homework here on Yang and Thorpe.
Exactly. This one is the ugliest game on the card, in my opinion. There are some Minnesota bats that I like in DFS. Polanco profiles really nicely. Of course, Nelson Cruz. And anytime you're getting a lefty with the pedigree of Yang, Nelson Cruz is obviously on my home run list today, so there could be a home run prop there for Cruz as well. Slight lean towards the Twins here. That Rangers bullpen's atrocious. So is Minnesota's, quite frankly, lately, but I'll take the slight lean to Minnesota. I want nothing to do with either of those pitchers. Maybe a Cruz home run here.
Quick look on this game here, Jason. 963, 964. That is Brubaker and Darvish. The Padres are dead to me since they weren't able to provide any big breakfast in my household this morning. 237, 260, 245 across the board. And yes, that low over-under of 6.5, probably deservedly so. If you can't score last night against the Pirates and Keller, I don't know what you're going to do tonight. Not to say Brubaker is anything special, but Tatis expected back into the lineup. Jason, any thoughts on this game?
You see, the Padres' offense is not nearly as good,
Come on,
I think,
Padres.
as we all expected. I agree with the under 6.5. It's Petco Park, a lot of unders in that stadium. And obviously you have Darvish going on the mound for the Padres. That will keep keep the Pirates down. And, of course, the Padres' offense really hasn't done much outside Tatis in terms of consistency. So I agree with the under 6.5 here.
There you go. Like unders.
Under train. Let's go.
What is going on here today?
What did you do here?
Look at
these people. I mean, it's unbelievable. Talk about the under train here. I'm going to give you Chelsea game with a 7 as a total here as Bieber goes up against Singer, Cleveland, and Kansas City. 158 to 160 across the board as a favorite for Cleveland. Are we going against the Biebs in this one, or any thoughts on this game, Chelsea?
Man, you keep giving me the games that I just absolutely hate. A 7 total, because the thing
you should love that 7 total.
Bieber, as good as Bieber is, he can still give up some home runs. That's the thing with these low totals, because, on paper, this one looks like it might be a good first 5 under, because you think of Cleveland not having many sticks, but, they've got some good hitters. Framil Reyes, I think he might have been on the paternity list. I've got to double check that. But 7 is super low. I was high on Brady Singer last week, and then he got line drived in the foot and just single-handedly killed my under there. I think the under's probably, the play. But, I can't take this many unders. It's not good for my mental health.
It's really bad.
This is I'm not playing this one. I'm sorry.
If anybody saw the memes, I don't think that's actually Chelsea smoking the cigarette out on the deck here after betting too many unders.
It's Brady Spears.
Yeah, there we go.
It's me. I'm a total mess too, so it's perfect. Perfect.
All right, one game left on the card, and we have 3 minutes to go. 15 games in 30 minutes. They said it couldn't be done, but it's about to be done here, Kyle. Kittredge versus Ohtani on the mound tonight. 121 to 135, depending on where you're shopping at. Over under this game, about 8.5 across the board. I can't stand Tampa Bay. They are maddening to me. Is Ohtani going to dominate tonight? Any quick thoughts on this game?
I hope so. And listen, I like we know the Angels righties, Trout, etc., hit righties really well, and then you're still going to have Ohtani in that lineup here. Then you look at Tampa Bay, and I'm with you. The Tampa Bay Rays, I'm tired of their crap. I'm tired of their nonsense. Relievers starting games. Just get that crap out of baseball. I'm going to take the Angels minus 0.5 plus 110 in the first 5. I think they can get it done here, and I just like their lineup better, and I hate the Tampa Bay Rays.
There you go. Clearing the bases right now as we do. We talk very fast on this show because we have to with only about 30 seconds per game to try to get through each and every one, which we did. So let's go over what we had on Best Bets and Bankers once again. Kyle, wrap it up here. What did you have, Best Bets and Bankers, to tell these good people?
Let's rock and roll. Padres first 5 minus 0.5 at minus 130. I think Tatis and company get it done here today, and Darvish should be able to shut down that Pirates lineup. Love the plus money spot here on the Astros first 5 money line at plus 115. Just love how those right-handed bats profile against Montgomery. Of course, I said Marcell Ozuna, and let's add Nelson Cruz. We'll give 2 home run props. Maybe we can hit one of them here. And I'll take a no-run first inning in that Seattle-Baltimore game, and a sneaky one could be that Cubs-Dodgers as well.
There you go, Jason, bringing up here. Let's go and get after it. Recap again, Best Bets and Bankers.
Yeah, the banker is the Nationals over 3.5 team total at minus 120. And that's the only play for me tonight.
Oh, one and done here. Chelsea, What are we looking at tonight? Recap your best bets and bankers for tonight.
Oh, I'm on the under train. My best bet's an under, as always. Padres, Pirates, under 6.5. Darvish has been lights out this season. It should be a good matchup here against this Pirates lineup that has struggled to score runs at times. Padres, 14 of their 18 games at home this season have been unders. Let's continue to ride that. And also look at Ohtani's strikeout props. I don't know if it's posted yet, but we saw Alex Cobb get 8 strikeouts against the Rays, and Quintana had 9 in just 3 2/3 innings of work. So Ohtani strikeout prop, if it's low enough, I think that's worth a look as well.
Bonus
6.5 right now. It's 6.5.
Nice.
Kind of like it. Is it juice?
Minus 130, not too bad.
Yeah, I like it.
There we go.
There you go. And I'll wrap it up here. 2 games I do like, the Washington team total and also the Oakland team total, but the best bet and banker, we're going to the Bronx here. Trash cans are going to be banging. You know, you're going to have the little thing right here on Altuve hitting a home run tonight going, no, don't rip my shirt off tonight. Don't show all the wires that I have right here and the cheating going on. We're getting 4 runs in the Bronx by the Houston Astros. That is going to be said and done. And we've done it all here on a Wednesday. Major League Baseball in style all the way around to each and every game in 30 minutes, getting you in and out and the information you need to win some money tonight. Thank you for tuning in here on a Wednesday. I'm Donnie Seymour for Kyle Purviance, Jason Radowitz, and Chelsa Messinger. We are sportsbookreview.com, and this was your Major League Baseball show for Wednesday. Good luck on those wagers tonight.